Yeah, I thought we both showed a lot in really small ways. What they did late game, what we changed in pick and roll coverages. But I think the adjustments kind of go to different levels when they come out with something different offensively than maybe we've seen on tape throughout the year. Same with us. I think you take a look at what your standard was for that first game and be honest with yourself how effective it was. And then you have to decide, do we need to adjust or do we just do it better? I thought throughout the game last night, in the game itself, we got better at what we had talked about doing. So yeah, I think it's a, and there's only so much you can really do. I mean, honestly, there's multitude of ways to show something, but really, usually in the end, what you're trying to accomplish is the same thing, regardless of what your adjustments are. So yeah, we're going to see a lot. I brought this up a million times. Their personnel is such that they can do whatever the hell they want to do. So we know that, and we'll try to stay clean and go through things the right way, but keep the guys off their feet. But really mentally talk about, we may see this, you might see that, so we can kind of presuppose, I guess, direction to the players of what's going to happen and how we're going to attack it.
You don't feel better about things that, well, we did nail it. We got it. We just got to execute.
Yeah, we didn't nail it, but we definitely got better as the game went on. And I know sometimes, too, the adjustment for them is just James Harden seeing our coverage and Kawhi taking a look at the tape, and those guys just telling themselves they can be better, just like for us, spacing for Nikola the right way, how they guarded Jamal and pick and roll late in the game, having a better plan for that. And those are the things you don't know what the other team's going to do, so you have to react on the fly. So this is, like I said, it's a high-level series. There's so many good players in this series, so we will react on the fly. Hopefully you can guess, like I said, or presuppose what they're going to do and be prepared for it.
In some respects, is this a series where the coverage is just kind of going to go out of the window and it's just going to go all out?
Yeah. I mean, I thought the end of the game was like that. It was a very high-level AAU game there for a while. It was almost like pressing and trapping all over the court. I mean, in a way. Like we were up with James. They were sending a third defender, Jamal and Nikola, and you're just relying on effort, fly around, and trust. And when you have guys this skilled in this series, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, like I said, James, Kawhi, it does come down to effort. After you take the ball out of their hand, can you fly around and make multiple effort plays to win a playoff game? So we made just enough of those. They made a lot themselves. So we know tomorrow's going to be the same thing. It's going to be a grind.
On the offensive end of that, though, obviously you're leaving refs open. How much about today is, okay, if it gets to this and it's a household effort, we're going to be strategic in how we use him in those moments?
For sure. We talked about that. We talked about who we'd like to be responsible flashing of the ball to create those 2v1s, those 3v2s behind the defense, be calmer in that moment, which is hard to do because the game is so crazy. But no, we'll definitely dictate how we want to attack what we saw. Not to mention, Michael wasn't out there, and Mike definitely could be out there tomorrow. And if they want to rotate that way and he's standing in the corner, it's a different story.
David, how surprised were you at Nicole only scoring 4 total points in the fourth and overtime? Was that kind of by design on your part?
That's by design from the Clippers. They put 4 people on him, 3 people on him. When he's going to score, it's going to be in the flow. We did get the post up to him. We ran our wedge play. They didn't come in double that time, and he scored. And because he scored, now they brought multiple bodies, and Russ got a layup. So he's going to read the game as best he can. I thought he did a great job being patient like he always is. And we keep talking about this, but the other guys made big shots, and they're wide open. So shoot the ball. I can't not tell Coach Lou, please don't put 3 people on him. Please don't put 4 people on him. It's going to happen. So this is a team game, just like for them. They found Chris down a few times. He got great looks. Batum threw in some crazy shots. But that's the point. Is like sometimes at the end of the 24-second shot clock, the best answer is the open man, and you can't fight that in these games. So not by design, but I think he had 9 assists. He could have had 15. If he has 15, we're going to win by 15. That's the bottom line because they're wide open shots, they're layups. So we'll live with that.
You guys in the championship run, obviously go 16-4, but you also go 16-4 just on the glass. So far, you guys have not lost a game on the glass since you took over. Do you find that that's something that you're really stressing as head coach, or is this something that the group
Yeah, I think we have given a lot of attention to that. I thought it kind of was one of the reasons why we won the game yesterday was our second opportunities compared to theirs. And there was a timeout where you could really tell the guys were locked in just on that. Okay, if we're going to give all this effort and fly around and be up and pick and roll and rotate, and they take a shot and they get the rebound, what's the point? Like, once a shot is taken, it's a war to get the ball in a sports term, to go get the ball. And that's part of the whole series. And it's kind of like the last 4 minutes of that game and overtime was just a slugfest of slow possessions, both sides. And if you can just have 3 more opportunities in them because you win the offensive glass and they don't, it's a big deal. Extra opportunities in a game like that go a long way. So, yeah, it's a point of emphasis. It's part of the physicality of the series. You have to own your spot, regardless if it's Zubats and you're small, or we had so many possessions yesterday where 3 guys attacked Zubats. It was amazing. That's what it's got to be like for game 2.
How do you praise your malleability after game 1, just your willingness to go away from certain things that may have been, standard for you guys? He's been a coach throughout his career who's been praised for that and just in-game adjustments. How have you looked at him as somebody who, especially in the playoffs, has been willing to do something to that?
Coach Lou?
Yeah.
Oh, he's been incredible at it for years. And I look up to that. I also look up to his disposition of how he coaches a game. There's a calmness to him. And I think when you're calm, you can make creative decisions at a higher level instead of just freaking out and just doing this and doing that and, oh, my God, that didn't work. Okay, let's go do that. They don't feel like that to me. He never has felt like that to me. And being calm in those moments with your staff to make the right decision is huge. And that's why he's been one of the best coaches in our league for a long time. So, yeah, I've looked up to him for a long time. This is weird, crazy to compete against him in the playoffs, but cool he said that because, utmost respect for him.
Is there anything you've noticed from how Michael Porter responded to the poor play last night or just from the benching? Is there anything you've seen after the game or today?
Yeah, I talked to Mike. No, Mike's fine. This is the reality of it. We're going to play guys that are going to play well in that game. Believe me, there was multiple times when they changed their defense. I'm not stupid. I was like, I cannot believe I don't have Michael Porter in the game right now standing in the corner. But you have to go off feel, and I thought our defensive intensity and energy is what won us the game, and it felt like those 5 guys, it just felt like the right answer. And maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I just know we won the game. So I'll have the same thing tomorrow. I'll look at it the best I can and make the most unselfish decision I can make for the group to try to score more points than the Clippers in game 2.
Given the shooting season that AG had, what kind of dynamic does that add to the offense if he's a guy that they're willing to dare to shoot?
Yeah, and it's funny, AG's so talented that you want him in 2 places at once. He's a corner 3-point shooter, but he's also the best guy to have in the dunker. So it's hard. And there were multiple times last night where I was kind of going back and forth, like, do I put Russ in the dunker? But he's a smaller guy. It's hard to finish against a guy like Zubats or whoever's out there, Kawhi. AG's going to finish that. But at the same time, AG has shot the ball so fluidly all year long. So those are decisions we're going to have to make throughout the game. And it'll depend on how they're rotating, how aggressive they're rotating, and is the dunker more important than him taking a wide open shot? He made a huge 3 last night also. So, yeah, to see CB, Russ, and Aaron all make shots in key moments, that's growth for our team, and that has continued.
Last one, David, I know your high school coach has been here for the week. Was that game going to be there tomorrow? Why did you want him here? What's your relationship like with him? How much have you leaned on him?
Yeah, he coached me. I coached with him. I coached against him. He's one of the best coaches I've ever been around. This whole NBA thing's cool, but he knows a lot more than the majority of the people coaching this league. So that's the main reason. He's a really good friend, understands the game, but 7 state championships, 600 wins, 25 league championships. I don't mind having that person around.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Thanks, David.
Thanks.